Publishing a blog post is actually quite easy, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in this video. You will see that I have published quite a few blog posts here. Right now I'm at 918 blog posts. You can see that some of them are thousands and thousands of words in length, while others are just a few hundred words long, but they all follow the basic same format. So let's just start with the platform. The basic two platforms that you can use are WordPress and Medium. Medium is completely free. You just need to create an account and you are ready to go. And then you just click on Write and you are already in the editor here. So let's say that you want to publish a post titled "How to be a good person and fall in love with the world." And then you can already start telling your story. So usually there is an introduction, right? Then, because you need to somehow structure and format your post, then usually you have a heading. That's usually H2. You have an editor as well. It allows you to just add links, make it bold, and do all sorts of things with your post. And then you have headings like H3. So then you basically list like idea number 1, idea number 2, right? And usually then you have some kind of conclusion. You can also, maybe after the introduction, you can add table of contents, right? And then you can just list different ideas that you are going to share in your blog post. And then, of course, you can add images, videos, you can add embed videos. You can even add some code blocks if you so desire. So basically then, once you feel that your blog post is ready, you can just hit on publish and the blog post is already live online, and you can send the link to your blog post to your friends and family and anybody else who might be interested in reading it. So as I said, Medium is completely free. You can just sign up in a minute and you can already start writing and posting content. And Medium is actually pretty great because maybe some of your blog posts are going to get picked up by the mysterious algorithm and you are going to actually start getting some traffic. Plus, the Medium posts are beautifully formatted. And you don't need to have any knowledge about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or web development to get started. But if you want to take it to the next level, you would probably want to use WordPress, because WordPress allows you to customize your website much more, right? So for example, let's just come back to my website just for a second. You can see that I have a whole full website and it's built exactly the way I want it, right? And then you can also customize the look of your posts. So that's one thing. The other thing is that it looks more professional because you have your own domain. And the other thing is that it's more SEO friendly because while some of your Medium posts can be picked up by the Google algorithm, usually they will just stay basically on the platform. So somebody would have to just click into Medium and then maybe the Medium algorithm will feature your post. But if you want to get found just in regular Google searches, once somebody just types in some kind of keyword into the search engine, then you are much better off if you are using your own domain, because it has a much higher power in terms of search engine optimization. Because you have, as you can see, you have a full customizability of your blog post. So you can have an SEO title, a meta description. You can choose exactly the kind of URL you will have. And over time, your website can start gaining more reputation in different search engines. But okay, let's say that you want to publish a post here on WordPress. So let's just explore this area here a little bit more. So here you just put your title, right? Then you have the opportunity to add various types of media like images, videos, so on and so forth. And here you can also customize your text in many different ways. So let's just create a sample text here, right? So then you will see that it can be either just regular paragraph, or you have different types of headings. So heading 1, you will not need to use it because that's your title will be the H1 heading. But then you have H2, H3, H4, and so on and so forth. It's really important to use these keyboard shortcuts that are at your disposal, because this is going to speed up your workflow like nothing else. So for Mac, it's always Control Option. So then you can see that I can just very quickly change the type of heading that I'm using. Okay, but let's say that we just want regular text. So then you can also format it in many different ways. So you can make it bold. So that's Command B. You can add italics to make it more beautiful if you want to emphasize some point in your blog post. You can also use a bulleted list, numbered list. Then you can align the text to the left, to the center, to the right. Basically all of the basic stuff that you already know how to do because you've been using Microsoft Word or Google Docs for a long time. So you have all of these things here. You can also insert links. So let's say that we just want to add some kind of basic link here. But then you also have link options. So you can open the links in new tab. You can add different kind of tags like nofollow, sponsored, right? This is a little bit beyond the scope of this short video, but you have these options, right? So basically when you create external links, you always want to open these links in a new tab so that people, once they click on the link, don't leave your website, right? But when you have internal links, so links that go to other pages on your website, then you just want to leave this unchecked so that people will just flow through another page on your website. Okay, so that's that. And of course, for all of these things, you can also use keyboard shortcuts. This is really helpful. For example, Command K is to add a link. And this is really going to speed up your workflow. And the same thing for adding media. It's Control Option M. Then I'm also using this kind of Rank Math SEO plugin here that helps me optimize my blog posts for search engines. So let's say that we are writing an article about 10 practical tools that will turn you into a more effective writer. Let's say that we focus on a keyword, effective writer, right? So then you can just save your draft very quickly so that you can come back to that post later on. Saving. Okay, so we already have it. So you can see now that we have this permalink, it's great to keep it short. So for example, we could do something like tools to turn you into a more effective writer. Okay. And then when we have this focus keyword here, you can already see that we can kind of start optimizing it a little bit. But I wouldn't pay so much attention to these things over here because it's always best to write for people and to share really kind of insightful human ideas and to focus on your own experience instead of just making sure that everything is kind of perfectly optimized in terms of SEO. Okay, and then you have this kind of snippet tool. So then you can also see if the title is of the right length, if the permalink is of kind of the right length, and then you have the so-called meta description, and that's something really important if you are writing a blog post. We are just going to search for this thing in Google, and you will see that this element right here, the kind of description that appears when you type some kind of keyword into the search engines, that's the meta description. Okay, so it's really important that this meta description is around 150 characters long, right? So then we could just we could write something really simple like in this article, you'll learn how to become effective writer, right? How to become a more effective writer. So you will see that we are kind of hitting that focus keyword that we are trying to focus on. Let's say find something like that, right? Something very simple. And then you also have this kind of excerpt area that's used by WordPress to just create this kind of short description for your blog posts here, right? Because you want to incite readers to read your article. So basically, this is like a little advertisement for your blog post. You just grab a little sip of my matcha. Okay, but now, like, how do you actually write the blog post? Because we've been talking about all of these different things, like using the tools and formatting it, and what's the kind of basic structure of the blog post. But how do you actually go around writing a blog post? So usually it all starts with keyword research. So basically you can use Autosuggest for that. And you would just go with something like how to become a more effective writer. So sometimes it will give you some good suggestions, right? But then you would basically just type in the keyword that you want your blog post to rank for. And then it's great to always just check at least the 10 most popular results for the given query. Okay, so you can see basically what's going on and what other people have written about a specific topic. So you basically can use it as inspiration. You can see that for this particular keyword, the content is usually pretty thin. So I think it would be pretty easy to actually rank for this kind of keyword. Okay, you can just like check what's going on. You can find some inspiration, but it's always important to basically, after checking everything that's available for a given keyword, to think about ways in which you can make it way better. Okay, so because if it's going to be the same as these regular results that you see here, it's not going to cut it. It's not going to rank in the search engines for sure, especially because some of these websites have a much higher reputation. So even if, let's say, this blog post is really short and not really in depth, because it's on a popular website, it's still going to outrank you. So then you have to really think about how to make your post more unique, especially how to use your experience, your unique experience to make it more readable, more attractive, and include better graphics, videos, or whatever, right? So that's the number one question that you should always ask when you are crafting a blog post is, how do I make it better than all these other people that are already trying to rank for that particular keyword? But then we can also explore one more thing here, and it's basically some basic keyword research. So you can just use a tool like SEMrush, SEMrush, which gives you 10 free queries per day, which is, I think, quite a lot. So you can see that for this particular keyword, there's not a lot of traffic, but it doesn't matter. It was just, we are doing it for demonstration purposes. But let's attack something broader, like how to become a writer. So you can see that this kind of keyword has a much higher volume, like 2.9K in the US alone. Then you also get some stats about keyword difficulty. You get some stats about the global volume, kind of intent of the user who is typing in this keyword into the search engines, the trend of the keyword, the CPC of the keyword. So let's say that you were using Google Ads and you want to target that keyword, people who type that keyword into the search engines. So you would have to pay around $2.93 for each click for this particular keyword. So you can see that it's quite competitive. Then you have also keyword variations, questions that people ask about this kind of keyword. And you can also check the SERP results, right? So when you are searching for the right keyword for your blog post, it's always great to first do some keyword research to make sure that you are actually able to rank for this particular keyword. Because maybe if you were trying to rank for something like how to become a writer, it's going to be too difficult to rank for it, especially if you are a beginner. So maybe then you could find something a little bit more niche, like one of these different keyword variations. Okay, so then, like, how would you actually go about writing that blog post, especially if you are a beginner? So you can either just attack it straight up here and talk about all of these practical tools and whatever. Basically get really caffeinated and then just start typing. This is the best strategy ever. Okay, so let me just show you how would it look once it's kind of ready. You can see that basically the editor is pretty easy to use. You can see that I have used some italics here. The post is structured in a kind of easy to read way, because it's very important for people to be able to skim through your content. Maybe they don't want to read the whole thing, but perhaps if they just check the headings, it's going to be enough for them. So that's, I think, pretty useful. And you can see that I have included some links. This is an internal link, right? So that's how it looks. But let's say, but to be honest, I never do it in here. I never write straight in the WordPress editor because it's a little bit distracting. So what I'm doing instead, usually, is I use just Apple Notes. Very simple to use. You can pick a nice font and you can just, let's make it a little bit bigger here, right? And then you have this writing environment with zero distractions. So I think that's something pretty important to have, especially if you want to really write from your heart and you want to avoid any notifications or clicking on things and just moving away from the actual writing task. So instead, just take the simplest writing tool that you have at your disposal. So it can be either Google Notes, or another thing, a great one is Google Docs, where you can also, you have a kind of Chrome extension where you can turn on a focus mode. So then you have 0 distractions, and then you basically start writing. And what I usually do is I just set a timer for around 52 minutes. And during this time, I resolve to do nothing but writing. And that's the whole trick. You kind of stay within your zone here. So at first you will see that it's not going to be so easy to start writing, but once you get rolling, it will become easier and easier. Okay, so just give yourself some time, just have some 5 minutes, just to give yourself 5 minutes to get started, and then just resolve to write until it's finished. And then you can just copy it from here to the WordPress editor. So that's it. I hope that this video was helpful and that it really helped you to get an idea on how to write your blog post if you are a complete beginner.